Good morning. Thank you.
Hey, Delegate Fennell. Hi.
I got you. Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Hey, is there an amendment? I didn't know. I did not receive an amendment.
Yeah, Nick Charles did an amendment, and Wanda's supposed to be sending it to you. Let me see if I can send it to you now.
Okay, I think Delegate Charles said he has it.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, Wanda send it out to the rest of the committee. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And we're not going. This bill is not going first in a way. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, Tosh, okay, I'm sorry. She's sending it to the attorney. Shane is gonna be in. Don't let anybody in yet.
Oh, there.
We have people in?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Let me repeat that. Good morning. Today's date is February 9th. The time is 9:03. We're gonna start with county affairs. I need a motion to get the committee started. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Okay, the first bill that we have on the docket today is gonna be the natural resource, Prince George's 405-22 natural resources. It's a Sunday deer hunting and hunting safety zone. And this is Delegate Proctor and Delegate Rachel Jones. It is for the purpose of authorizing Department of Natural Resources to allow a person to hunt deer on a certain Sunday of the deer hunting season in Prince George's County. Adding Prince George's County to the list of counties in which the safety zone for archery hunters extend a certain distance from certain structure and generally relating to hunting in Prince George's County. And we have the bill sponsor on Zoom, and Delegate Jones.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Yes, this bill would give folks the ability folks who are already getting hunting permits for deer hunting to be able to hunt on Sundays. The deer hunting season is already only from September to January. So this would allow them to hunt on certain Sundays, so not even every Sunday, throughout that season. So it expands it, but it also expands the distance you have to be away from a church or residence, any type of business or anything like that. It expands that from 50 yards to 150 yards. And it's still 300 yards for schools. So it would just allow people who are already hunting on their private property the ability to do that. And I know it was mentioned the other day by Delegate Proctor. We have a lot of folks in our community who still hunt and still live off the land. In my particular district, a lot of farms, and some of you got to see some of that between District 25 and 27 over the summer. And there are people who still hunt and make their living that way. And my grandfather butchered his own meats, and there are people in our community who still do that. And so giving them the ability to simply do that on a Sunday. It's still private land, not on public land, except for a few of the, there are a couple of parks in the county, maybe 5 or 6, where they would be allowed to hunt on a Sunday. during certain hours, but they're already allowed to hunt there every other the day of the week during the hunting season.
Okay. Okay, is there any questions for Delegate Jones?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Delegate Bonds.
I just had one, once these deer are killed, what happens after that?
Usually the person who hunts them butchers it and they eat that meat. And so the other benefit of it, as Delegate Proctor mentioned at the late file hearing, is that it's anticipated that in Prince George's County alone, this will reduce the deer population between 50 to 100 deer annually. And so that means less of them that we have to hit, on the highways, that we have to worry about people having accidents with deer. And it also means that the farmers that we do have in the community are going to be able to preserve a whole lot of their crops. And so you won't really see those deer because if you're hunting it, you're eating it.
Yeah, is there anything in your bill that says that once that deer is killed, that it must go to a slaughterhouse or they must butcher it? Is there any language? Unfortunately, I don't have the bill in front of me. So my concern is that, yes, most of them may butcher or do something with it, but my concern is those that don't. And you have cartridge all over the place in the woods or on the street. So, I mean, is there anything that says that this must happen once that deer is actually killed?
There isn't, because I don't believe there's anything in the current law that allows for deer hunting. And so there isn't anything, this just expands it to Sundays. So I think the people who are already hunting will be the same people and whatever they've already been doing with those deer. There's nothing in the bill that pertains to the slaughtering. I can inquire about that, but there's nothing in the bill currently about how the carcass has to be disposed of, because again, most of these people are not necessarily hunting for sport. If they are, then they're gonna have it, stuffed somewhere, but most of these people are hunting it for the purpose of, some of them still butcher it themselves, and other people do take it to a meat processing facility, either Delaware, Pennsylvania, or Virginia, if they don't know how to process it themselves. And the Southern Maryland delegation is preparing to, SMATIC, which covers Southern Prince George's, the Southern Maryland Agricultural Development Commission encompasses Prince George's County. And they just got funding from the state last year. They're building a regional agricultural center where people in the whole region can bring their meat to be processed locally. And that center will be up and running as of next year. So that's another added benefit.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes, yes, Delegate Bonds.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Delegate Jones, for the bill. So these parks that they can hunt on, do you have a problem maybe just excluding those? What are they? Okay.
I don't have a problem with that, and I could pull up the list. So basically, the way the current law is written that allows for permitting for deer hunting, that current law says that you can hunt on, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Parks. And so if I looked at the Prince George's parks where you're allowed to do that, there are 5 or 6. And again, people are already doing that on the other days of the week.
I just worry about a culture that's probably developed over the years wherein there's probably folks who enjoy these parks on Sundays knowing that, oh, there's not going to be hunting on these days, what kind of notice they'd be given. And it certainly would be prohibitive for me if I've been enjoying a park on a Sunday, then now there's hunters out there. So if we can just maybe consider that amendment.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Can we have bill drafting draft that up, Madam Chair, and then maybe we can just move this favorable? Well, I'll be favorable next week with that amendment.
Yes, we can do that. Delegate Jones, we'll bring this bill back next week once the bill drafted, just draft that up, and you said that you was okay with it. So it looks like that county affairs will be having another meeting on next Wednesday to deal with your bill. Delegate Jones?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Delegate. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm sorry, Delegate. Okay.
Yeah. Good
Madam Vice
morning, and good morning,
Chair.
Delegate Jones. I just don't want you to be surprised, but there's a couple of us that never vote for these bills, and I'm one of them. For
I
the
know.
last 15 years, you will see a red, whether it doesn't matter what county. So just want to let you know so that it's not personal, okay?
Oh, absolutely. I know what the districts look like, and I know that I've already counted that there are a couple of districts where I know it would, that I'm not going to be able to get those votes, and I completely understand that. I do.
Thank you. Yeah, Mary Lehman, myself, because I don't know, you weren't here when Barbara Frush was here, but she was a big animal activist from our district. So we always, in her honor, we always never vote for it. So it's not personal, but thank you for understanding.
Oh, absolutely. I understand, you know, I know 21, 22, I know that there are certain districts where it's just, you know, not gonna be.
Yeah, and you'll
be
see
able
that
to
it's
be
for
possible.
every county. It doesn't matter. You'll see that red there, but thank you for understanding.
Madam
You're
Chair,
welcome.
I'm usually in that group, but I'm not going to vote against the bill I got an amendment on. That's bad. form.
Okay, well, look, well,
I'm with
thank you. Thank you. Delegate Jones, we're going to be bringing the bill back next week with the amendment. So thank you for coming on this morning. We appreciate you, and we're going to go and move on to our next bill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, apologies for the interruption. I had my hand raised, but I think that it was removed from my screen. So good morning, everyone. I'm filling in for Lisa as counsel this morning. I hopped on a little bit late. Could someone clarify, Delegate, perhaps, what would the amendment be that's being submitted?
Ben,
The amendment would be to exclude the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning parks from this bill. So basically, right now, if you have a permit to hunt deer, whether it's archery or with a gun, and you can only use guns, I think, during certain weeks of the hunting season as it stands. But it currently allows you to hunt on private land or on some public parks, and the MNCPP parks are included in that. So the amendment from Delegate Ben Barnes was to exclude the parks from that.
right. Okay. Thank you. Did you get it, Shane?
I did, thank you.
Okay.
Just careful, Shane. We're not changing current law on Saturdays or any of the other days on the parks, just for the Sunday.
Understood, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to be moving
Thank
to the
you.
next bill. Thank you, Delegate Jones. I appreciate it. We're going to be moving to the next bill, which is going to be Prince George's 406-22 Recreational Authority. I'm going to have Shane. Shane, can you read the bill, please, for the purpose of the bill?
Yes, one moment.
You have it.
Yes, I do. So PG 406-22, this is a bill brought by Delegate Charles. It authorizes the governing body of Prince George's County to create a county recreation authority to oversee youth sports and recreation in the county. So establishes the Prince George's County Recreation Authority Blue Ribbon Work Group, which will study and make recommendations on various issues regarding the authority prior to the authority's establishment. And the work group's report would be due December 1st, 2022. It's also an emergency bill.
Okay, great. You have the amendment, Shane?
I do have it. I will say the caveat that I don't believe this was submitted to DLS, so I am sort of going through it for the first time at this moment, but I can explain what it does according to the document that I have now in front of me.
Okay, thank you, Shane.
It looks like there are several changes or amendments being made to the bill. It would alter the composition to include, it looks like it's currently the work group appoints one member each from the House and Senate delegations for the county. Those would be increased to 2 members each. It also looks like there would be clarity to determine which member of the Prince George's County Boys and Girls Club is appointed to the work group. It corrects the official name of the union that will be represented on the work group. It clarifies that the legislative intent of the General Assembly be that any employee who is potentially transferred to a new recreation authority will retain their full pay, leave, healthcare, pension, etc. And it looks like there's some corrected language regarding the effective date of the bill. One moment, I'm just scanning through that. according to the amendment, it's saying that it's correcting this to be an emergency bill, but I think the bill already is an emergent. Oh, excuse me. I guess that was taken out at some point. So currently the effective date actually is July 1, 2022. And the bill is being amended per this amendment to make it an emergency act. And that will be it.
Thank you, Shane. I think Delegate Charles, is he on here? If not,
He is on, but he just asked for one moment.
okay, no
I'll
problem.
move the amendments while we're waiting.
Okay, is there a second?
I had some questions on the amendments first.
Okay, can we get a second? Then we can deal with the
Second,
Okay, go ahead, Delegate Barnes.
Well, I guess my questions are for Delegate Charles, or I guess Shane.
He's on. Delegate Charles is on.
On the amendment, it specified or named that there are union partners. Who are those unions?
So UFCW Local 94. And then based off of just some of the other discussions, I don't know if we talked about all of the amendments just yet. And I'm sorry, I was actually in the Education Subcommittee just now trying to talk about another bill. And so I may have missed a couple of pieces. But one, based off the discussion we had during the late bill hearing, I wanted to make sure we had not just one member from our house, from our chamber, and one member from the Senate chamber. We actually have two folks from our delegation and two from the Senate. So we'll have a little bit more flavor with different folks in there. UFCW, that's an add to this. Adding the Prince George's County Boys and Girls Club folks will be appointed by the county exec.
Is that a representative from every Boys and Girls Club or a certain?
It'll
Mr.
be
Chair-
one.
Only if it's helpful.
Justin
Only
Rose.
if it's helpful, only if it's helpful, Madam Chair, only if it's helpful. It just specifies that that as one UFCW 1994 McGeo is the official title of the union that represents all of the employees that are part of the collectively bargained unit that are currently at Parking Planning. It could be potentially a part of this, and they were there in support the other night testifying with Delegate Charles and the county executive. So that's just correct, just to make sure I had the proper name. And as it relates to the Boys and Girls Club, they're currently the 7-member board, and with the amendment, if you were to pass it, the 9-member board would have one person from the Prince George's County Boys and Girls Club. But we just wanted to clarify, like there was like a process by which that person is picked by the county executive. I don't think there's any question. I think that they're going to be a very, very big voice in this, and that's why they're specifically enumerated as one of the people on the board.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? If not, if there's no other questions, if you're good, Delegate Barnes?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll call for a vote for the amendment. What do we have up there? Delegate Turner?
aye.
Okay. Vice Chair, Kenny Mallett?
Yes.
Okay. Delegate Barnes?
Yes.
Ben Barnes? Delegate Darrell Barnes?
Yes.
Okay, and let the record show that the amendment has passed. Is there a motion for the bill?
Move the bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Do we have to do a roll call? All in favor say aye. Aye, the ayes have it. I vote aye. And let the record show that the bill has passed.
Oh, I think it would be preferred for a roll call for the.
Okay, you want to do a roll call? Okay. Delegate Turner?
Aye.
Okay. Delegate Darrell Barnes?
Yes.
Delegate Ben Barnes?
Yes.
Okay. Vice Chair Delegate Pena Mallett?
Yes.
And the chair votes aye. Let the record reflect that the bill has been passed. Okay. I think that is it for the docket. I was hoping that we didn't have to come back. Not that I don't love you guys, for next week, but we will be bringing the deer hunting bill back next week at 9 o'clock. Hopefully we shouldn't be that long. And I just want to thank each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing you all again next week on the floor and in county affairs. I thank you. Thank you, Shane, so much. I appreciate you. And that is it. Let the record reflect the bill is passed. We'll be moving it on to delegation, which will be on Friday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Blessings.
Thank you.
Blessings on blessings.
Don't forget, wish Stationary happy birthday, you guys.
Yes, yes,
Happy
happy
birthday.
birthday.
She watches.